Hi, this is Annie from the ADHD Minimalist, and I've been getting a lot of questions about what I do with stuff my kids bring home from school, cards that they get, tests that they've been graded on, all this sort of paper clutter that's associated with the kids. So I'm just going to show you really quick what we do with this kind of paper clutter and hopefully that will help you get yourselves organized as well. We are just going to dive right in and I will show you. Here we have, I don't know, I've called these things everything from trapper keepers to, in Swedish you call them a perm, like sort of like perming your hair, but it's perm. And I guess these are just binders, but I bought the kind that were a little bit extra tall and that were for pictures, because then I could buy these papers that you can put pictures in. So this must be the first one. I have a few of these for each kid now because my oldest is 14, but I've just been putting papers and pictures into these binders ever since they were little. So like I said, this is my daughter when she was still in the tummy. So this must be the first book. But then I have, let's see here, I have some pictures that she made herself. And then this is me when I was little and my daughter. These are her first passport pictures and her first passport. We had to make a copy of it, I think, to get her birth certificate. We are living in Sweden. I'm originally from the USA, and so in order to make all the kids American citizens, we had to fill out a huge binder with paperwork, and then we had to drive 7 hours away and go to the embassy, and then we had to have copies of all of their passports and copies of their birth certificates and everything. So some of that stuff was just fun to keep and it ended up in here. I mean, there's pictures of her and her brother. They were the only two kids we had for quite a while, and then they now have a younger sister, but she's almost 5 years younger than my youngest of these two, which is my daughter. And then this is the latest one. This is something my daughter was trying to write, and she's rather dyslexic, and so sometimes it was fun to save things. And this is me and my daughter, who is now 11. When she was born, she was really small. She weighed 2.6 something kilos, which is a really small baby. I'm not exactly sure what that is in pounds, but it's little. What I do is I just get a binder and I buy a whole bunch of these page protectors and a few of those other pages that you can put pictures in with the film over. And then I just, whenever they bring home stuff, I just put it in here, but I do edit a lot. So my daughter came home with, let's see here, 3 of the same picture. They first had to cut the picture out of some kind of odd material here. And so this was the first thing she did. She cut it out and then they rolled it in ink and made pictures. But for instance, there's 3 of them here, and this one isn't very good, so we're going to throw that one away. And out of these 2, I think this is the best one, so we're going to keep this one. And I think I will keep this as well because she really wanted to keep this, so I'm just going to put it in a page protector, and if she ever wanted to make another picture, she could. So I'm going to keep those 2. Then my daughter wanted to save this much homework that she'd done at the end of last year. And I just kind of had to explain to her, I mean, if we're going to save all of that stuff, it's going to take up so much space that we won't have space to save the fun things. And then I also explained to her that my father, when he was given a whole box of papers from when he was in school by his mother, he threw it all away. So I kind of use that as a reference that most children don't want to have a whole bunch of homework that they did when they were little. And so this is mostly pictures and fun things. And then here's one thing of homework. And then I'm going to fill this with some cards for like the next, I don't know, 5 pages probably at least before I put any more homework in there. And then I'm only picking out the homework that it's stuff where she actually wrote something herself or she did good on a test. I'm not saving everything. I'm editing it out of this huge stack of homework my daughter came home with. I saved maybe 10 papers. So I'm throwing away most of it. And I probably shouldn't tell my kids that because they might be disappointed, but I think when they're grown up, they will be happy they don't have to wade through all of it themselves. And I'm happy that I don't have it all in my storage room. So this is a birthday card that my son got. He recently had a birthday. All of these cards, they have long personal notes from close members of our family to my son. So that's why I'm saving these. He would probably just throw them in the trash, honestly. I have less stuff in his folder than I do in my daughter's, because my daughters, they come and give me stuff and they want me to put it in here, and he just doesn't really care. So I just pick out the stuff that I think is most special, and I put it in his so that he actually has something to look at when he's older. My girls actually get these out and they look in them and show each other pictures from their different folders and stuff. And so they're actually getting a lot of use out of these, and I think it's really fun to go back and see their baby pictures, which Jennifer Kalari suggests, like when you want to connect with your children, that you get out baby clothes and baby pictures and you look at them together. So I kind of like, this is a good way just to have some stuff on hand, and the kids know where they are and they can get them out of their rooms and look at them whenever they like. Or I can grab one in the evening before bed and show my kids some pictures. It's a really good way to get the oxytocin flowing and make your kids feel good and feel like you care about them and you're connecting with them, is to get out baby pictures and baby clothes and stuff. So this has more benefits than just having somewhere to put your stuff. Just get it out often and look at it, because that's really the whole point. If we're just gonna have things that we file away in the storage room that are just going to sit there for years and years and mold, and then we're going to give them to our kids who just throw them away, then there really isn't any point. So the point is to get it out and look at it and enjoy it. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you found this movie helpful. I just did the easiest thing for myself. I just stick it in the folder in those plastic page protectors, because that is so easy. Everybody has time to do that. And I just kind of gave up trying to make like a cutesy little book where I was like gluing things into the book. And I did that the first year my son was born, and then I gave up because I just didn't have enough time. So this is something that I felt like, even as a mom of 3, and I mean, I have 3 kids, 2 of them have ADHD and require a little bit more of my time and attention, and I still have time to throw some papers into one of these folders. So I think most people have time for that. If I want to make a photo book these days, I don't do this kind of photo book. I just go online to make a photo book, because I don't feel I have time to get everything out and to make a huge mess, and then I have to put it all back away and make supper right away. So I don't really do that anymore, but I do think it's fun and creative to make photo books out of our pictures, because otherwise they just sit in the computer. But this is just some stuff that I've printed over the years, because sometimes my grandma, the kids' great grandma, wants to have some pictures, or my parents needed some pictures, and then I would usually print a few extra and I would make sure that they got in the kids' books. Yeah, whenever your kids come home with stuff from school, just make sure you edit it right away and only put the stuff in the book that you really like and that you think they will enjoy later. And my kids have honestly never, ever, ever looked at their books after I threw away a bunch of their school papers and only kept 10 out of 200. They have never, ever come to me afterwards and been like, "Oh, Mommy, where were all those papers?" They really didn't care. They were just happy to see the stuff that is actually in the book, and the stuff that I pick is the best stuff. So that is what I do. It's quick and easy, and it makes me feel okay about throwing all the other stuff away, because I just quickly go through it and then I get rid of the junk and I organize this stuff all in a few minutes. We have a blog, the ADHDminimalist.com, where we talk more about family life with ADHD. So if that's you, go check that out. Good luck. I hope that you guys get your kids' papers organized as well. This is actually the latest book that she has, but a lot of these older pictures I found when I was decluttering, and so I just stuck them in here. Check out some other videos on my channel, the ADHD Minimalist.
Thank you for sharing part of your day with us. If you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe or give us a thumbs up. Bye!